Clergy. Religious beliefs are significant influences in people's lives and prompt many believers to participate in organizations that reinforce their faith. Clergy are religious leaders, the teachers and interpreters of their traditions. They organize and present regular religious services, which may include leading worshipers in prayer, administering sacraments, delivering sermons, and reading from sacred texts such as the Bible, the Talmud, or the Quran. They also conduct special ceremonies on request, such as weddings and funerals.
Our teacher here is...
Clergy organize and teach or supervise religious education programs for their congregations. They visit the sick and bereaved and counsel those seeking religious or moral guidance.
A lot of people think that, a minister's job is just preaching on Sundays, but there's more to it than that. It's visiting the sick and the shed-ins, those that are in the hospitals, going to them and comforting them and saying a word to them and having a word of prayer for them is very, very important.
Membership expansion projects, fundraising activities, and meetings with church officials and committees are also part of their duties. Members of the clergy typically work long, irregular schedules, sometimes exceeding 60 hours per week. They are frequently called on short notice to minister to the sick, comfort the dying and their families, and be available to those in need. They are often required to work evenings, early mornings, weekends, and holidays.
The job that I do here at Second Baptist Church, I believe I was called in to do that, and that is to help people. From the scriptures, it says, bind up the brokenhearted, lead those that are in captivity out of captivity, give assistance and help in any way that we can to try to help men and women find the way of life that would increase their living and satisfy them.
Individuals who are considering a career in the clergy should realize that they are choosing a whole way of life, not just a job. They must be living examples of their faith, showing self-confidence and motivation while remaining tolerant, compassionate, and able to listen to the needs of others. They must be capable of making difficult decisions, working under pressure, and living up to the rigorous moral standards set by their communities.
Well, I enjoy the work in seeing the help that we're able to give people, and seeing people's lives change and being a part of their getting their life together, getting their life changed. It's a true reward and a true blessing for me.
Some sects do not allow women to become clergy.
But I hear that in the seminaries now, across the United States anyway, the numbers of women applicants and women students are rising well over the 50% mark. And so I would say that in the next 20 years, the face of Judaism will really be changed by this.
Educational requirements vary greatly, and those considering this profession should check with their religious leaders to verify specific entrance requirements. About 75% of all clergy have completed at least a bachelor's degree. Many denominations require postgraduate programs in theological study, while others will admit anyone who has been called to the vocation.
There's been so many situations that's come up, not all tragedies, but where we've been able to help and where we've been able to guide and where we've been able to give directions, that it is a true blessing.
Some clergy receive compensation in the form of benefits that may include housing, automobiles, insurance, and retirement plans. Extra income can be earned for officiating at various religious ceremonies. Typical job duties can include conducting religious services, including delivering sermons, officiating at weddings, visiting and comforting members who are ill or dying, and meeting with religious officials to make decisions that affect the congregation and the house of worship. Earnings vary more widely than perhaps in any other vocation. Some clergy take vows of poverty and therefore have no personal earnings at all. Others' income depends largely on the denomination, geographic location, and the size and wealth of the congregation, and may exceed $70,000. Although some denominations require no formal education and training for clergy who are called to the faith, in most cases, a bachelor's degree is required. Postgraduate denominational theological study is also the norm and usually consists of at least 3 years additional study and training. A probationary pastoral training period or assistantship may be advised to provide experience. Advanced academic degrees in specialized study may further one's career. The employment outlook is fair to good, depending on the denomination. Clergy in the Roman Catholic Church, or especially in the newer Reconstructionist sect of Judaism, have the best opportunities for employment affiliated directly with churches or synagogues. For additional information, contact a practicing clergy member from the denomination of your choice.